Praise the Lord, everyone. Thank you for tuning in with Dr. Lesia the Preacha. Today I'm going to share a story about a woman in the Bible. She may also be known as a harlot. Her name is Delilah. And Delilah, you're going to have to be patient with me because Delilah, she's special. She's unique. But I'm going to try and do her story justice, okay? Because she played an important part in this story of Samson, okay? So let's see how this goes. And I'm going to be coming from Judges chapter 16. And today I'm sitting out on my my balcony in Detroit. You have to pardon me, I haven't had a chance to do my spring cleaning of my awning just yet. So my awnings are dirty, sorry. One of these days I'll clean them, right? But right now we're talking Judges chapter 16. And it says, and I'm not going to read all the verses. I'm going to kind of skip through a little bit. And I encourage you to read Judges 16 for yourself. And you determine what kind of woman Delilah was. Okay, so let's start with verse 1. Now Samson went to Gaza and saw a harlot there and went in to her. So that's in verse 1. Now at this point, Delilah's name is not mentioned. So we don't know if Delilah is this harlot or not. Uncertain. But regardless, Samson is a man who goes in unto harlots. He sleep with harlots. What else can you say? He sleep with harlots, so that's his choice. That's what he does. That's his thing. And this Samson is spelled S-A-M-S-O-N. So this guy is different than a different biblical character with a similar name, just so you know. So I'm going to skip on down to verse 4 because it says, afterward, after Samson was with the harlot, it happened that he loved a woman in the valley of Sorek, whose name was Delilah. Now Delilah comes in, and she's not introduced as a harlot in verse 4. She's introduced as a woman that Samson loved. He loved her. Why he loved her, I have no idea. And if he loved her, why is he sleeping around with harlots? I have no idea. So anyway, verse 5, and the lords of the Philistines came up to her, this is Delilah, and said to her, entice him and find out where his great strength lies, and by what means we may overpower him, that we may bind him to afflict him. And every one of us will give you 1,100 pieces of silver. Whoa. So they were willing to pay her, it sounds like a lot of money. I don't know how many people they were, but each of them were going to give her 1,100 pieces of silver. Okay. All right, Delilah. This is where I'm like, Delilah. Okay. So, verse 6. Delilah said to Samson, please tell me where your great strength lies. She just flat out asked him. And with what you may be bound to afflict you. I mean, she's like extremely honest. I mean, whether she's a harlot or not, I have no idea. But she's blatantly honest, letting him know what time it is and what she wants. He loved her, and maybe that's why he loved her, her honesty. I would imagine the harlots that he be with probably lie to him. You know, there's no love there. But with Delilah, you know, they obviously have some type of relationship going on here. And she decides to take up the Philistines on their offer. But I just want to point out in verse 6 that she did not deceive him. She wasn't deceptive. She let him know exactly what her intentions were. And Samson said to her, if they bind me with 7 fresh bowstrings, not yet dried, then I shall become weak and be like any other man. So he tells her something. He tells her, at this point in time, he's telling her, you know, the answer to her inquiry. Verse 8. So the lords of the Philistines brought up to her 7 fresh bowstrings, not yet dried, and she bound him with them. She bound him. But he knew she was going to, because she asked him what the secret was, what the remedy was, and he told her this. This is what he told her to do. Now men were lying in wait, staying with her in the room. Ooh, they were in the room with her. And she said to him, the Philistines are upon you, Samson. But he broke the bowstrings as a strand of yarn breaks when it touches fire. Okay. So the secret of his strength was not known. The secret of his strength was not known. He lied to her. He lied to her. They had a very interesting relationship. A relationship where he sleeps with harlots. She receives money for him to be afflicted. And then he lies to her. So they had a very, I don't know what kind of relationship that was. Then Delilah said to Samson, this is verse 10. Look, you have mocked me, just like I just said. She's like, you mocked me. Basically, you lied to me and told me lies. Calling him out on it. Now, please tell me what you may be bound with. Now, I'm not going to read the next couple of scriptures after this because you can read it yourself. But they've gone through this process 2 more times. 2 more times they went through this process of him lying to her about what makes him weak, and she's trying it and it's not working, and you know, so now we go down to verse 15. And 15 says, then she said to him, how can you say I love you? She's like, how can you say I love you when your heart is not with me? Now, I don't know why she expect his heart to be with her when she is being paid to afflict him. I really don't know what kind of relationship they have. You have mocked me these 3 times. She says, you mocked me 3 times and have not told me where your great strength lies. In verse 16, and it came to pass when she pestered him daily with her words and pressed him so that his soul was vexed to death. I mean, he loved her in his own interesting way, but And she used that love to destroy him, attempt to destroy him. That's what she used that love for. Verse 17, that he told her all his heart. He told her all his heart. Now I'm going to jump to 18 really quick. Then Delilah saw that he had told her all his heart. She saw that this was it now. This was sincere. She sent and called for the lords of the Philistines, saying, come up once more, one more time, for he has told me all his heart. I got to the truth now. I got to him. She wanted that money. She was pressing him daily. She was like, look, you gonna tell me what I need to know, because I want this money. So the lords of the Philistines came up to her and brought the money in their hand. Wow, Delilah, girl. I'm not mad at her, because she was doing a job, but she let it be known what the job was. She wasn't deceiving him in any kind of way. Did she wear him down? Yeah, she did. She wore him down and got the information she needed, and the Philistines came through with the money, and that's the story of Delilah. You know, you can do with that information what you want. Whether she's a hoe or not, I don't know. You know, maybe she could be considered a hoe because she took money in exchange for a service related to a man, you know. But we know that Sam's son, he wasn't no angel. He wasn't innocent, because harlots was his thing. What do you expect from that type of lifestyle? What do you expect to happen? This was his choice. This was his thing. He thought this was fun. Mocking her and watching her go through this process, you know. But anyway, that's my girl Delilah. You know, Delilah, I ain't mad at you. You know, I don't understand necessarily, but I'm not mad at you, because the story always make it seem like you deceived him, went after him, when I believe it was the other way around. He went after you, and not just you, harlots. So who can be at fault here? Who's the bad person here? I don't even think it's about right or wrong or who's good or bad. But Delilah, I hope I did your story justice. You know, this was a very interesting story. and I can't relate to my girl Delilah at all, but I just pray that, you know, I did her story justice and pointed out some things that, you know, her honesty. I wanted to point out that she is persistent, honest and persistent, and she got what she wanted. Now, what happened to her after that? It doesn't say. She ends at verse 18. Well, it talks about her a little bit more, how she lured him to sleep and blah, 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 but you can read all that on your own. But I'm going to stop the video now. But thank you for listening to my take on Delilah. Bye, from Dr. Lesia, the Preacher.